Welcome to Billy Ho Sports. Thank you for tuning in. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to like and comment on the videos. I hope you enjoy the show. Now, let's go. Hello, Billy Ho here. And another low-key video in the series, banging in a white tee. That damn long sleeve shit is no bueno in the Billy Ho studios. Billy Ho's a sweatbox. He don't like that. So anyway, week 2 is here. We're going to take a deeper look in the main slate, the 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock games, look at some low-key running backs to make your lineup unique. Now look, running back is pretty rock solid this week. You've got guys like Barkley, CMC, Swift, Mixon, all popular plays. We're going to try to dig a little deeper. So let's take a look at the DraftKings board here. And obviously, you got Jonathan Taylor at a whopping $9,900. People are probably going to shy away from paying that freight. I mean, you're going to pay $9,900 for him or Cooper Kupp. That's tough sledding, man. I don't know. CMC's $8,900, a full $1K cheaper. A different matchup. I think he's going to have an easier time with the Giants than he did with Cleveland Browns, but I don't think that he's going to be that much better. So I'm probably going to stay away. I'm going to have to play some Barkley and some Mixon. Both of those guys are in absolute smash spots. Like I reported in the previous video, the Cleveland Browns ran all over the Carolina Panthers. So Barkley's going to be licking his chops in this game. Joe Mixon's going to be licking his chops going up against a Dallas Cowboys team that is going to struggle to move the chains. So you plenty of possessions. Nice, relaxing 35-0 win for Cincinnati. Now, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But Cooper Rush, there's no way they score more than 13 points unless they hit Lamb deep or somebody, for some luck box shit later on. Nick Chubb is my first kind of low key guy. I think and the only reason I call him low key, people did notice, is he did typical Nick Chubb things. He had a monster rushing outing, caught no passes, and scored no touchdowns. So he only got 18 points. Ugh, that's not even 3x. But Hunt jacked a touchdown. I forgot who else. I think somebody else jacked a touchdown. But he can always break one. He only had a 25-yard longest run. So on the Jets, he could have a couple of 50-yard runs on him. He could run for – I say he runs for close to that 141 again, as long as he's not injured or anything. And if he can squeeze out maybe a couple of targets out of the backfield – I mean, 1 catch for 2 yards, that's garbage. But maybe he catches 2 for 35, and then he gets that touchdown. Then you're dancing. So those are all just kind of narrative things. But, Nick Chubb has the ability to break the slate in any given week. He's a good pick because he's sandwiched in between Barkley, Mixon, Swift, and even Connor, Lenny, all those guys. So he's right there at that awkward 7,100 price. I like him there. The next guy, not low-key, DeAndre Swift will be a good play, but low-key pivot off of Swift will be James Conner again. I liked him last week, and he just kind of got scripted out of it because they got so far behind early in the game. He only had 10 carries for 26 yards, but he still stayed a part of the offense. He still caught 5 passes for 29 yards, and he got the touchdown. So he's definitely going to have to do better than 16. But I think at Las Vegas, I think he could still be similar in the passing game. But I think he gets about 15 carries for well over 50 to 80 yards. So I think he can crack 20 if he sees the end zone. Good play, I think. Lenny, I'm avoiding this. FYI, I'm avoiding this Tampa Bay New Orleans game. For one, Tampa Bay always plays like dog shit against New Orleans, and it's even worse when it's at New Orleans. So I'm not going to play any of that. The next guy up who's probably going to be popular because everybody saw him catch double-digit passes on Monday night is Javante Williams. But I still may have a piece because he's just flat out better than Melvin Gordon. He just is. He outsnapped him, I believe, 38-27. But I don't think that he's going to get those kind of receptions. That's way crazy. But you never know. I mean, they are playing Houston. He might see some. He fumbled going into the end zone, or he would have had 26. So think of that. So he might have maybe 5 or 6 less points receiving, but he gets that touchdown. So I still think he 3Xs. Probably a good cash game play. But the guy that I like probably better than him because he's going to get a bigger workload and he's got the same upside, same pass catching, same rushing, same touchdowns is Antonio Gibson. He was really, really great. I told you in a previous video that I'd warmed up to him after the unfortunate incident with Brian Robinson. 7 catches, 72 yards. He didn't even get in the end zone. I think I even said that. I said he won't have to get in the end zone because he can still get you all these all-purpose yards, and he did get to 20. 6,200 is a $400 price bump, but that's not bad. As long as he gets another 20, he's another cash game play. He'll probably be popular, but because of the guys after him, I can't go Melvin Gordon. I still don't fully trust Patterson. I feel like he got thrusted into those carries last week because they only had 2 running backs on the roster, and one of them got hurt. So he was the only guy left. So if it's him, if they go all 3 of them, I don't know. He's going to have to catch some passes, which is definitely in the cards. Zeke is a corpse. No chance I play him. Josh Jacobs, you would think, but he didn't do much of anything last week, so I don't trust him. I would probably play Tony Pollard before I play Zeke, but they just won't give Pollard enough opportunities. Henderson is going to be chalk, big time. But I don't know that Cam Akers won't be splitting carries again because I think Cam Akers got himself in the doghouse last week by missing that block where the guy was running right at him in his face, and he literally turned and ran a pass route. And then his quarterback took a shot. I think that put him on the bench. I think that coaches don't like that shit. And if they've got another option, and of course, they also got down early. So Henderson is more of the change of pace pass catching back. That won't be the case this week. So look for Akers to have somewhat of a mild bounce back. So I'm going to I didn't think about it at the time, but I think Cam Akers might be slightly low key. Obviously he's not going to get this. That's a freaking absolute dumpster. But he could be definitely back in the mix. Penny, I think, is going to have a tough sledding. Now, Jaylen Warren, he could, if Najee Harris is out, he could be a very popular $5,400 play. But at home against New England, that's kind of tough sledding for the run game. New England's always good against the run. And Pittsburgh offensive line is shit. So honestly, I might keep an eye on the Denver situation with Swift. Swift is always injury prone. And Jamal Williams this time, I get it right, had 11 carries. And but he did get 2 touchdowns, so he vultured some shit. That you can't expect that. But it seems like he is a guy that they give love to at the goal line. So he may get you another touchdown. And if Swift is limited in any way, there you go. And now we're going to get down to a few more guys. These 2 guys, similar skill sets and the same price. And I'm going to combine them together because they kind of have correlation to them, and I'll get to it. I'll start with Chase Edmonds. Miami is at Baltimore, and Michael Carter is at Cleveland. Both of these guys are pass catching backs out of the backfield. Both of them can get you enough upside to pay off their price tag. And I think Baltimore, of course, Carter did this against Baltimore last week. So 7 catches, 40 yards, 17 points. He got 60 yards on 10 carries. So Baltimore is not, super juggernaut. And they were in the game for a little while until, it was broke open in the second half. Edmonds is the same skill set. He went up against New England, who's tough, and he had 4 for 40, and he had but 12 for 25. So he might find a little bit more running room in this game to do better than 10, and he might sneak his way into the end zone. I feel like he could break out anytime with a long pass out of the backfield. Maybe he gets loose. But those two guys at 5,200 are both very low key. I don't think people will play much of them at all. So if you wanted to pay down, and that's what I actually recommend, is paying down for at least one running back spot. So you can afford some of those stud wide receivers. And that's just a quick hitter video. Really, the running backs are cut and dry this week. You're going to want to pay up for the chalk. One of those guys, Barkley, Taylor, Mixon, I like. Barkley or Mixon because they're both cheaper at 7K. And they both, Barkley and Mixon, easily have the same upside as $9,900 Jonathan Taylor. So probably going to have one of those two, if not both in my lineups, because you could probably throw Mixon in the flex. But it would be Mixon or Chase, probably. And I may go Chase. I don't know. But anyway, the next show will probably cover wide receivers. So don't forget to sub to the channel. Join the DraftKings contest. I made it 50. So let's fill it. I think we can fill it no problem. I'll send out extra invites. I don't care. But anyway, until the wide receiver video, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Give a like. Throw me a comment. And until the next video, we'll see you soon.